Hey guys, I just made this ding dong cake we've been talking about. Bring him up here and let y'all see how good it looks. Doesn't it look good? Yes, looks like a big ding dong, doesn't it? I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator, but first I'm gonna invite y'all to stay here with me and we'll make this thing together. Hey y'all, this is going to be a ding dong cake that I make my oldest son, Blake. He's turning 30 this year and it's just a couple of days after Thanksgiving, so we're going to, well, it's 4 days after Thanksgiving. No, what day is Thanksgiving? Is it on the, what day is Thanksgiving? 26th? Yeah, it's 4 days after Thanksgiving on the 30th, and he's going to be 30. And he loves this cake. He had a ding dong cake in a local diner here and fell in love with it several years back. So, you know, Mom, I was like, I'm going to make him a ding dong cake. And so I've made it several years. And he loves it. And, of course, I send it home with him. But I thought while everybody's here, we'll just stick candles in it and sing happy birthday to him, too. So we're going to get started because it is from scratch. You can make a ding dong cake. You can make the chocolate cake part of it with, if you want to, a boxed chocolate cake. Do it just like the direction says, and then you can use a small box of instant chocolate pudding and add to it and bake it that way. And so you can simplify this cake down if you want to, but since it's my son's birthday and I'm Mama, of course he's going to get one from scratch. So we're going to start on this. First thing, we're going to put our dry ingredients in a bowl, and it's going to be 2 cups of all-purpose flour. All-purpose, plain old all-purpose. So let me get that out of here, and I like to fluff my flour around, y'all. If I'm not going to sift it, I like to fluff it around. Y'all see Jax, he got to get in on our chocolate cake celebration. Fluff it around kind of like you're sifting it, so it's not real packy. Y'all get what I'm saying, don't you? Or you can sprinkle it in your cup like that. That way you don't end up with too much flour in your cake, okay? Or any recipe, your cookies, whatever. Again, I'm going to do it again because we need 2 cups of this. And a lot of you have asked me, why not just go on and use self-rising flour? Well, when you're baking, like this cake, for instance, it has a specific amount of soda and baking powder and salt in it. So if you use a self-rising, you don't really know that measurement or the specific amount that's in there. So if you're baking something, then you do need to be a little more particular about it. But now if you're making something that doesn't really matter, but baking is, it's a science, isn't it? I know. It is. So we better use that all-purpose flour. Okay, 2 cups of that. I'm going to get this out of our way. Get that big old thing out of our way. I use a whisk so I can mix all my dry ingredients together. Next, we're going to put 3 cups of unsweetened cocoa powder. Did I say 3 cups? I mean 3 of these 1/4 cups. So it's going to be 3/4 of a cup, okay? Y'all excuse me. 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa. 1, 1/4, 2/4, and 3/4. I've seen they also make this cocoa powder now in special dark, and I love dark chocolate, so that's good. I make a cookie with that special dark. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side right now. And what else do we need in our dry ingredients? We need 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2 of baking soda. So here we are. Isn't that amazing what all baking soda does? You can put it in your bath water, you can brush your teeth with it, you make a cake with it, you can clean with it. It's amazing. Did I say 2 teaspoons? Yeah, 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's an all-around product, isn't it? Deodorize with it, just goes on and on. Alright. And now I need 1 teaspoon of baking powder, okay? So that's why I don't use the self-rising, because you've got specific amounts of this you need to put in here. All right. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Get that too. There we go. Put that over there. Alright, and now like I say, I use this whisk to kind of just stir it around. If you want to sift it, you can pour all that into your sifter as you're measuring it and then sift it out. But this whisk works real good too. So I'm just going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way today. Alright guys. I'm doing this right after I put that turkey in the oven with y'all earlier, but I probably won't post this until after Thanksgiving because I'll wait so I can edit my videos together and show y'all what it looks like when you cut into this ding dong cake. So y'all probably won't see this till after Thanksgiving, but you will see it. You will see it. Okay, now we need to get our liquid ingredients together, so I'm going to start with this. First thing we need is 1 cup of fresh brewed coffee. I'll be right back. I just brewed some. John got him a cup of this fresh brewed coffee. He's about to go get back in his deer stand. 1 cup. And if you're making that box cake, the chocolate box cake with the instant chocolate pudding in it, I'm gonna get me some too, y'all. Since it's fresh, it just smells so good. If you're doing that, and you want to make it even more like scratch, instead of the water in the cake, you could put a cup of that fresh brewed coffee, couldn't you? Yeah, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? Yeah. And go on and put your teaspoon of vanilla in that box cake too, okay? Good, good. Alright guys, now I'm also, to my 1 cup of fresh brewed coffee, I'm going to do 1 cup of buttermilk. I keep having to bend down here so I can see y'all. I got 1 cup of coffee, now we're going to get up to the 2 cup mark. Where is my 2 cup mark? There he is. Alright, let me run and put this up. Alright guys, and to my liquid ingredients still, we're going to add some vanilla. And this recipe I've even written down good vanilla because I want to stop and talk about it with you a little bit. Of course this is a McCormick brand vanilla. Some nice name brand of vanilla, okay? And we have cruised to Mexico before and got some Mexican vanilla, very good. But the reason why I want to stress to you a good vanilla is because sometimes if we're trying to cut corners, we'll get off-brand things like maybe an off-brand sugar or flour. And a lot of them work great, okay? Vanilla does not. Dip that vanilla spoon in my coffee. I'm not going to waste the little remnants left on there. Vanilla, if you buy an off-brand of vanilla, it has not a good flavor. I don't know what it is, okay? And I'm not trying to talk ugly or anything, but when you're working so hard and making something from scratch, don't mess the whole entire thing up with some cheap vanilla, okay? So if you're going to spring somewhere, get you a good brand, name brand of vanilla extract, not imitation flavoring or the off-brand. Like, for instance, why I'm saying that, I know that, say, I'm going to use John's mama as an example because she doesn't watch these videos, so I can get away with it. But she's always made great desserts in the past. Hadn't she, baby?
Yeah.
She makes a wonderful coconut pie. That was her mother's recipe, which I will share with y'all eventually when we get around to it. But through the years, some years back, she made a coconut pie one time, and it's a wonderful coconut pie recipe. Like I say, we've had it for years and years and years. And when we left her home, John said to me, he said, that didn't taste like Mama's normal coconut pie. It had a weird flavor to it, and it just wasn't any good. Well, I could taste it. It was that off-brand vanilla, and it ruined the entire pie. And so one time I got it just to see, and that is exactly what it was. It was just an off-brand vanilla, you know, the no-name brand. So don't do that. I know I'm just ranting and raving on it, but I really mean a good vanilla, okay? Make sure you do spring for that, okay? Because I don't want you getting one and saying, well, this doesn't taste worth the flip, you know, because if you get that, then it might ruin the entire dish. So that's why I'm wanting to stress on it. Okay, we've got our buttermilk, our coffee, and our vanilla, our good vanilla in there. And so now we are ready to start our cake. We'll put these things to the side. We're going to need 1 stick of softened butter, unsalted, okay? 1 stick of unsalted softened butter, because y'all saw us put that teaspoon of salt into our dry ingredients. He's so soft, I'm just not touching him. I'm just letting him roll out of there. Just roll on out of there. And to that 1 stick, we're going to add 1 1/2 cups of white sugar. I got some lumps in there, so I was just straightening them up. Straighten up those lumps. 1 1/2 cups of white sugar. There we are. I'll put that out of our way. Okay, guys, and use your paddle. If you've got a stand mixer like this, use just your cake mixing paddle. Don't use that whisk, okay? Because you'll whisk too much air into your cake and he'll rise beautifully, and then he'll fall as he cools, okay? And I know that because I've done that before. I have. It's been a while, but I have. And on medium-low, I'm going to cream my butter and my sugar. It won't take long because that butter was already room temp really well, softened. All right, guys, I'm going to get me a spatula. Get me a spatula and scrape down my butter and sugar. Cream it one more time. Let it go one more time there. All right, to this, I'm going to add, I've got 3 eggs, 3 of my fresh eggs, and they're about, y'all know some of my girls are younger, so my eggs are about medium to large size, so I'm using 3. If you're using extra large eggs, you could use 2, or large eggs, you could probably get away with using 2, but some of mine are sort of medium size, so I'm using 3, okay? And I'm going to drop them one at a time and let them get incorporated. 1, 2, oh, my yolks had broken. There he goes. And 3. Get them nice and incorporated in there. Okay, guys. Now, I'll start with my dry ingredients. And I'm going to add maybe 1/3 or so of my dry ingredients and 1/3 or so of my liquid ingredients, and mix. Let me stir up my buttermilk and my coffee. My buttermilk settled right to the bottom there. Alright, there we go. Keep alternating. Start on low so you won't decorate yourself with cake batter. There we go. Put some more. Another 1/3 or so. Get in there. Another 1/3 or so of my liquid. There we go. Watch him paint dry. We're watching paint dry. Alright, guys. There we are. Put the rest of my liquid in here. Let me get all of it, y'all. Y'all know I've got to get that spatula in there at some point. That's some good stuff, isn't it? Okay. I'm gonna let all the dry get underneath and all the wet, and I'll turn it up just a bit. And let this mix. And now Amy, she's making a mess. Her mess in the kitchen. Yes, she is. And clean up my mess. Alright guys, now I'm going to scrape down my sides of my bowl. Make sure all my cake batter gets in there and all the powder. I'm going to also add spatula way down to the bottom. Make sure nothing's stuck on the bottom, okay? Okay! Silly Willy Amy says, okay, okay. Like I need y'all's approval, huh? See how messy I am? Like I say, medium low. I'm gonna go wash the chocolate off my hands, okay guys? Baby, you want this batter to go with your coffee?
I love that batter, baby.
Alright, I'm gonna let, hey baby, come get it. You gotta show everybody. They gonna think you're just a figment of my imagination over here. Here he is.
Hey y'all.
Here you go, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
Alright, now I'm gonna wash my hands, guys. And I can't stand it, y'all. There's a little bit of that egg left in there. I can't stand it. I know that's not right. I know that's not right. I know. I just couldn't stud it. I couldn't stud it. That looks so good. So good and creamy. Y'all see we didn't over mix it. And we didn't mix it on high and mix a ton of air into it so our cake won't collapse. John's got the spatula, so I'm just making do. Okay, y'all.
What's it gonna do with that beater, baby?
I'll give you that beater too. Now he's pining for the beater. You can come get the beater, baby. That's over in a clean bowl right there. Okay, guys. I'm gonna get this. Let me get me a clean spatula too. Here we are. Here we are. Show y'all. Hope y'all can see this batter. Isn't it pretty? Of course, y'all see it when I pour it. When I pour it into these here pans, I've got 2 cake pans that I pre-buttered. I went on and put butter on here because, like I say, it's my son's birthday, so I'm just doing special stuff. You can spray it with that non-stick cooking spray that's got the flour in it that I use. I've showed y'all before. And something I love to do. Let me get me a sip of coffee, y'all. Something I love to do if I'm making a chocolate cake, you know, if you butter and flour your pan, then you're going to have that white floury look on the outside of your chocolate cake. And you're going to ice over it. But something you can do, and I just want to show you if you're wanting to do a naked looking cake and it's going to be chocolate, you can actually put some cocoa in here. Yeah. And you can butter and dust it with cocoa. Yeah. We are going into the holidays, so we got to get special, don't we? Yeah, we do. Now then, y'all see that? Now that's not going to leave a floury white outside on that chocolate cake, is it? No, sir, it is not. Let me dust him. Dust him with his cocoa. Alright. Now I am going to tap out this excess. It's not much at all. Y'all be right back. Happy May. There we go. And I think these are Pampered Chef pans. I believe they're 9-inch pans, but I'm not real sure. But an 8 or 9-inch pan, whatever you want to do, be fine. Either way, it worked just wonderfully. And just try to divide your batter evenly, okay? Just try. It won't be the end of the world if we don't. When you get through with this cake, it's going to have a white filling in the middle, and it's going to have a chocolate ganache that we just pour over the top of it. And so it looks like a huge Hostess ding dong, you know, like you grew up eating as kids, you know. It looks just like it. So I'm excited to show y'all, and excited to show y'all how to cut it and what it looks like on the inside. And this is early before Thanksgiving that I'm doing this, but I can freeze these little cakes and put it together just before Thanksgiving so he'll be fresh. So whatever you need to do, you can just make it all together now. Like I say, y'all aren't going to see this till after Thanksgiving. But I'm making it for us to celebrate while everybody's here. And I can just do this. Make sure we get a little of the air bubbles out of there, okay? And these are going to go into a 350-degree oven. And I'm going to start checking them at about 20 minutes, okay? Because I like it to get just done. If you bake your cake too long, then it's just dry. So you want your cake just done, okay? I'm going to do that. And I'm going to tell y'all real quick, y'all, I had this on down in the candy kitchen. I think we were making our cranberry jelly together. And this came from New Orleans, and a lot of y'all said, where did you get it? And I actually got it in New Orleans in a little shop, and I know we don't remember the name of it, do we? But we just walk the streets during the daytime. During the daytime in New Orleans, you can walk the streets, and it's shop after shop after shop. And it was a little shop. It had coffee cups and anything and everything you could want, pralines. And it had this, and I'm always looking for aprons, especially somewhere I'm traveling, you know, so I'll have a memory to bring back to my kitchen with me. And so I hate that I cannot tell y'all where to look it up and order it. And it does say New Orleans on it, and it's got a boat on it, and it's got some cypress knees and a dock, and I just loved it myself. It looks like a swamp in New Orleans with a ferry going down on it. But or the bayou, I guess. But anyway, and it doesn't have a tag in it. I searched it over and over, so I wish I could help y'all if I ever happen to see one, or next time I'm down in New Orleans, because we go there occasionally, and I see one, y'all know I'll hop on here and show y'all what store it is and where y'all can order one from, okay? All right, let me get these cakes in the oven, and I'll be back to y'all. Okay, y'all, I just pulled these wonderful, glorious chocolate cakes out of the oven, and I ended up baking them on 350 for 25 minutes, 25 minutes, okay, but everybody's oven's different, so you just keep checking, and when it comes out of your oven, and you can put a toothpick down in the center, and pull that toothpick out, and he's clean, then you know he's done, okay? And get them out. I'm just setting them back here on my stove. Gonna let them cool for a while before I do my next step and come to room temp. I'm gonna let them cool for a few minutes. I'm gonna go feed baby. You see baby? You see his big old bottle? He got a big bottle, doesn't he? 2 quarts. I gotta go get him fed while his bottle's still good and warm. And then I'll come back and I'll turn these out onto a cooling rack, my chocolate cakes, and let them completely cool down here, okay? So I just wanted to show y'all how they look when they came out of the oven, and I will be back, y'all. Bye-bye. Okay, y'all, we're going to make the filling for this ding-dong cake that y'all are just dying to see, and I love it that y'all want to see it. First thing I did, I softened a brick of 8 ounces of cream cheese, okay? And I got on here and I went on and mixed it a little bit around so it won't be so loud, because I just need to mix it. And I'm going to mix 16 ounces or 1 pound of powdered sugar or confectioner's sugar. Hang on. Alright guys, you see how it's nice and soft in there? It's kind of cool in the house, so it was hard to really get soft. I'm going to put in, all I need is 1 pound or 16 ounces of powdered sugar, and this is a 2 pound bag. So, I'm going to try to put about half of it in there, okay? Not an exact science on this. Thank goodness. That might be a little less than half. Let me see what I can do with this. I see a mess coming in Amy's future. What do y'all see? I'm going to be real careful. This little handheld mixer is a inexpensive cheapo from Walmart, and it doesn't have much of a load on it. Have to invest in me a handheld one that's really got a load on it. Yeah! Come on. I'm trying, y'all. I'm going slow so I won't make too big of a mess. I don't mind the little one, but I already got my floors clean for Thanksgiving. Okay. About to get it. And y'all, honestly, this feels stiff enough, but I don't think that's actually half of this bag. I'm just going to give it another teeny tiny little sprinkle. This filling is very, very good. It's like the center of a ding dong. Y'all see it coming together, don't you? Okay, y'all. I was looking, I ran up to the dollar store here in our little video town. That's all we have is a little dollar store. And I wanted one of those little boxes, 1 pound boxes that have been perfect, but they didn't have it. Everything's picked over, y'all know. Okay, y'all, one more time. Y'all help me. Help me be careful so I don't make a big old mess. And the original directions on this is don't over mix. So I guess they don't want you to whip any air into this. It's probably what that means. So we will not. I'm raising my beavers up so they'll sling that off the bottom. But don't raise them up out of the bowl with them going like that. Okay guys, we've got this. It's nice and creamy. And now we need to lighten it just a bit, and it calls for, this recipe does, there's also a recipe I have that is a homemade, like you cook on the stovetop filling, but Blake, and it goes with those scratch chocolate cakes we made, but Blake really likes this one. It's a little lighter, and you taste the flavor of cream cheese, so I'm kind of mix-matching homemade to quick and easy. And I'm doing it for Blake. This is his birthday cake. And so what the recipe calls for now is to fold in 4 ounces of Cool Whip. And the smallest you can buy is like an 8 ounce here in my neck of the woods. And so what I do is kind of half it as well, okay? And we're not going to use our mixer anymore. We're going to fold this in. Because y'all know this is just a whipped topping, literally. And it's got lots of air already in it. And if we were to turn that mixer on it, it would collapse the air out of it. And it would not be near as fluffy and light. We want it to stay fluffy and light, don't we? Yes, we do. Alright, y'all see I got half out of there. That looks about like a half, doesn't it? I heard y'all, maybe just a little sliver more. Okay. I heard some of y'all. Yes, I did. Okay, guys. Now I think this is a half, maybe. Maybe possibly a half. Yes. Okay. Now, and to fold something, you come from the bottom and you fold up. And then go put your spatula down in the middle and fold back out the other way. Kind of like a figure 8. Like that. I hope y'all can see me real good. I do. My 2 cameras set up. One's portrait and one's landscape. So I'm always like, which one do I look at? Okay, guys. Y'all see what I'm doing. Now I'm just bringing from the bottom up to the top like this and folding this in. So it'll be nice and mixed together. Folded together. Okay, that looks pretty good. That looks like the center of a ding dong, doesn't it? Okay, the next thing with this particular filling is they want you to refrigerate it overnight. I know. So, not all of us always have overnight to refrigerate something. What they mean is several hours, because y'all know we softened that cream cheese, and you have to soften that cream cheese to get the sugar to mix with it and incorporate really smoothly. But now we need that cream cheese back cold, hardened from its refrigerated consistency now that it's folded in with everything. So, what I do to speed that little process along and not have to wait overnight, I get a pie plate instead of this bowl. You see how deep it is in this bowl. But in this pie plate, and I do spray this little pie plate with some nonstick cooking spray. I don't know that this would stick really, really bad cooled, but I just do it anyway. That ensures that I can slide it all back out of there. This way it gives me a shallow depth of this filling, and it will cool and get stiff for me again much quicker, and I won't have to wait overnight. So, that is what we're doing here. Yes, we are. And y'all know I want all of that good stuff out there. Okay, guys. Now I'm just going to press this down. And consequently, this is like an 8 or a 9-inch round pie plate. Well, look at there. This is exactly how it's going to go onto our cakes, that middle filling piece. So wouldn't that be nice if we could just slide it out of here and put it onto that cake? It would, wouldn't it? I know it, I agree. 100%, yes I do. Maybe we can do something a little along the lines. I'm going to cover this with plastic, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and what I'll do, I'll just come back and I'll check it about a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, and when it's nice and firm again, instead of this, you see how it's like that? Then I'll get those chocolate cakes out. I baked them 2 days ago, and they're in the freezer. So I'll get them out and we'll put this cake together. All that's left now is to make a chocolate ganache. Yum! I could bathe in chocolate ganache. Chocolate, y'all. And we're just going to pour that over it, and it's going to look like a big ding-dong cake. So I'm going to get this in the refrigerator covered with plastic, and I'll be back with y'all in a couple of hours. Hey guys, alright, the filling has been in the refrigerator at least 4 hours. Like I say, I'm not going to wait overnight, but it firmed right back up, and it's good to go. So you could probably do about 4 or 6 hours or overnight, whichever you want to do, okay? Now we're going to make the ganache to go all over the top of the cake like a ding-dong, and I have got a bag of 24 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, because I don't like it to be real sweet. Your cake's already sweet. You could use milk chocolate if you want to, but I do the semi-sweet, so it won't be overly sweet. We want a sweet that's not overly sweet. Right? We want Goldilocks stuff, don't we? Okay, I've just got me a glass bowl, and I'm going to pour these in here. And then I put a couple of tablespoons of butter. You can if you want to. I don't guess you have to if you don't want to, but I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of butter. like that. Get that out of our way. And now I put 24 ounces of chocolate chips, and you can chop up some semi-sweet chocolate in bars if you want to. Chop that up. 24 ounces of that. And now I've got 24 ounces of heavy cream. I just bought some heavy whipping cream like that, and I put it in a boiler, and I've been heating it on low on the stove. I didn't even want it to bubble, okay? But you see how it's steaming? Let me come show y'all. Y'all see how it's steaming? So now you know it's good and hot, okay? Hot enough to melt these chocolate chips and butter and make a ganache. But like I say, don't boil your cream because it'll curdle and you can scorch it real easy. Like I say, just get it hot. So you gotta be real gentle and patient, and on low you're gonna warm your heavy cream. And it's gonna be 24 ounces as well, or 3 cups of heavy cream, okay? So just match your chocolate to your heavy cream. Same amount. Okay guys, put this over my sink. I'll be right back to y'all. Okay y'all, I'm gonna trade places. I'm gonna let that start melting that chocolate. I'm just gonna stir it just a tiny bit there. Let it get started. Now the next thing, I have all kinds of cake plates, but I don't have, several of them are just flat on the edge. And you see this one's got a little bit of a lip. That way when we pour that chocolate ganache all over there, if it runs a little bit, it'll just puddle up and stay in this cake plate. So make sure you've got it, even if you just do it on a plate, just make sure it's one that's got a little bit of a lip. And if not, and it runs off, well, you can wipe it up, but I just like to do it like this. And then you can have extra ganache on the side if it runs. Sometimes it'll just not even just barely run down the cake. You're going to pour it on top and let it run down. And I'm going to get out these cakes. This is what I did with them. Put them in the freezer. I just stacked them in wax paper. And I got them out, I don't know, not 20, 30 minutes ago. He's still kind of stuck together with him. Try to make him come apart without messing him up. There we go. Like I say, they've only been in the freezer just a few days, so that doesn't hurt a thing at all. Nothing at all. It makes life so much easier for us, doesn't it? Yes. Okay, I'm going to put one here. Let's see here. I'm going to grab my filling out of the refrigerator. I left it in there to stay good and firm. And that's something I want to talk about real quick. Y'all know I'm filming 2 ways now. Well, my landscape, it kept running, but my camera that had a portrait for me up and down for y'all that like it, it clicked off right before I poured it in here. When I went to go edit, I said, oh, so my camera had clicked off. But all I did extra after I had mixed that together was I put it in a pie plate to give it a lot of surface to get into that refrigerator and firm really quickly instead of overnight, okay? That's the only thing y'all miss is that I put it in a pie plate. And look, that's about the size that we need right there in between that cake. Isn't that fabulous? Yes, I think so too. Something I think I'm gonna do is flip this ding dong cake upside down. I want to get a pretty, because you know a ding dong sort of has a crowned top a little bit. So I think I'm going to do that here. I think so. Instead of, sometimes I'll ice the cake like that, but I'm going to flip him upside down. Give him a flat surface to put our filling on. Y'all see this ding dong coming together, don't you? Y'all do. I know. I'm going to give our hot cream and chocolate a stir, guys. Heavy whipping cream and chocolate, all you need to make a ganache. And I put a couple of tablespoons of butter, but you do not have to. Alright guys. Let me work on it just a minute with us. I hope everybody's had a great Thanksgiving. Survived a great Thanksgiving. It's kind of the way it is, isn't it? This is for my son's 30th birthday, Blake. He loves a ding dong cake, so Mama's home making him one. Yes, I am. And the grandbabies are going to spend the weekend with me. That'll be another little birthday treat for him, won't it? And then we're gonna meet back up Sunday evening with them in West Monroe and go down and look at Christmas lights. I think there's a candy cane lane. I believe that's what we're going to look at. And it's just extraordinary with lights. Y'all see how this is getting chocolatier and chocolatier? Yeah. And I will make sure it's the right consistency before we pour it over this cake, okay? It's got to be very, very chocolatey, where it'll kind of harden like a ding dong. So I'll keep working on that. If I need to add a little more chocolate, I will. But we're gonna see. I just want to get it all mixed in there. Ooh, it smells wonderful. Okay, guys. Now, how am I gonna get this to this? I don't know. We'll just do it very carefully. How about that? Let's see here. What can I use? Maybe a flat spatula, possibly. Maybe, possibly. Let's see. I'm just gonna dip like that. Y'all see how it's kind of just marshmallowy. Ooh, it looks good, doesn't it? It doesn't like get hard again. It just gets nice and firm again. So y'all see I'm kind of just putting it in the middle like that. It's going to be a nice thick layer there in the middle, just like in a ding dong, huh? Yeah, it's a huge one, isn't it? Huge, huge, huge. Okay, y'all see it came out there fairly easily, didn't it? It did. Put that out of our way. Put all our dirty dishes out of our way. Okay, guys. I want to get all that goodness, that cream cheese, Cool Whip goodness out of there. Yes. And I'm kind of going to the edge. I'm kind of just flattening it out. Not terribly much to the edge. So we won't get mixed in with our chocolate ganache we're going to pour over this cake. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Alright guys, let me get my, I'll just leave him. I don't think we need him anyway. Okay, now, our second layer, or our third layer, I guess our second cake layer. Now see that? He looks like a big ding dong, doesn't he? Already. Looks so good. We can just eat that now, can't we? Okay, guys, I'm gonna see if this is gonna do right. See what I'm gonna do. Let me mix. Let me stir on this just another minute. I'll scoop this. I think this is where the camera view is the best on some of y'all. That looks pretty doggone good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Y'all see how it's nice and chocolatey. A ganache. Yum! Okay, y'all. Let me get, what I'm going to do is a ladle. I'm going to see if this chocolate is cool enough to pour on here. Somebody's calling me. Alright, I'll get back with them. Let's see here, guys. Yum! And that cold cake from me freezing it, that actually helps this ganache go on and start to set on here. Y'all see what I'm doing? Starting in the middle. Yummy! You want me to just pour y'all a cup of this, right? I know. I hope y'all can see how good it's rolling over the edge. And we're going to keep on with this, okay? Okay? Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to let this set just a minute, okay? Y'all see how it's doing? Yum. I'm going to let that set just a bit. And then I'll come back and do a little bit more, like a second coating, and it'll tend to coat a little bit on that white. But even if some of that white stays showing, it is not a problem. It lets you see what it is. So I'll come back on here after this sets just a bit, and we'll put a little more on our ding dong cake. Okay, guys? I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I just waited a couple of minutes. Y'all see my cake plate is pretty full, so I'm probably going to put about one more ladle on here. One more ladle. I don't know, let's do 2 more, huh? We don't care if it runs over. Make it pretty, like a ding dong. Oh goodness, I hope y'all can see how pretty it is. Let me come up here and show y'all. Y'all see his layers? Isn't he beautiful? Just beautiful, and that ganache will harden on there. I'm gonna put him in the refrigerator, okay? That's what I want to tell y'all, is he's going into the refrigerator, and he will sit until birthday time, and I'll bring him out, put a couple little candles in there, we'll sing happy birthday to Blake while everybody's here together. Okay guys, I'll see y'all later. Hey y'all, something else I wanted to tell y'all. Y'all see we made this ding dong cake, but we've got all of this chocolate ganache left. Guess what? Y'all know that cheesecake we made? Ooh, what are you talking about? You can slice you a piece of cheesecake and just pour you some of that chocolate ganache right over it. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I will.